Let's get after it. One more mock draft. 7 rounds of the Arizona Cardinals for the 2026 NFL Draft. We're inside of 2 weeks down to being in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the Arizona Cardinals, at time of recording, are drafting third overall. I'm not sure they're going to be drafting third overall when we do get to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for the 2026 NFL Draft. I'm Cody Carpentier with the Draft Ranking Show. You can get all my stuff over at rosterwatch.com as we head down the final stretch here for the 2026 Draft. I released my mock draft with trades. I think it would be generally about 5.0 through the whole entire pre-draft process for the entire last year. 5.0 would be probably the proper term, but I did with trades for the first time, and I did make a trade for the Arizona Cardinals, moving them down from 3 to 8, allowing the New Orleans Saints to come up and get Carnell Tate. So that was that trade. I also had the Cardinals trading into round 1 to get Ty Simpson at the 22 spot. After trading up with, I believe that was the Chargers at the time to get Ty Simpson. So they exited with Ty Simpson, and at number 8 overall, they got Sonny Styles from Ohio State. Here's the deal. We're not going to do trades in today's 7-round mock draft for the Cardinals. We're just going to sit at number 4, and we're going to sit at number 3 and make the selection for what it is. What I do believe is if the Arizona Cardinals pick at 3, it will be offensive tackle Francis Maui-Noah. I think that there is a little bit of buzz out there about edge. And if the Jets went Bailey, I do believe the Cardinals would go Reese from Ohio State. However, the Jets went Reese in this mock draft. So we're going to go ahead and give Francis Maui-Noah to the Arizona Cardinals. At pick 34, we do have Ty Simpson available to us at pick 34 after Caden Proctor falls to 33 to the Jets. Wow. So we're going to go ahead and take Ty Simpson to the Arizona Cardinals in this mock draft and move on to pick 65. As far as my overall needs for the Arizona Cardinals, I do believe that that conversation remains vast, I think is the best way to put that. We've heard the inclinations of running back. I do think that there could be another receiver added. You could never have enough guards, I think, in this whole situation. And then on defense, I think you're looking at linebacker. I brought up Sonny Styles before. I think you're looking at defensive tackle, an edge rusher, etc. So in this mock so far, we have Francis Maui-Noah and Ty Simpson. We have 5 selections left. Some of the best available players right now, Jake Golday in round 3, pick 65 is a great value. I think he probably goes in round 2. I think it's all but a lock there for him to go in round 2. I love Davis Igbenogson, the cornerback out of Ohio State. Keelan Rutledge here from Georgia Tech falling to pick 65. I think this has more to do with the PFF mock draft simulator. He might go round 1. Like, that is a real top 40 conversations for Keelan Rutledge, the offensive lineman from Georgia Tech. So we're going to go ahead and not take him. I think where we're sitting, Anthony Hill too. That's another one, Anthony Hill. I think there's some things in here I disagree with from the PFF simulator. Jake Golday being a fringe second, maybe third, I do think is up for the conversation. So I'm going to give Jake Golday the first pick on day 3 in round 3 for the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to come back at pick 104 for the Cardinals. I think Ted Hurst is a great conversation point. Again, we're talking early 4th round. He's a 3rd round conversation type of a guy at this current stage. I think you put Ted Hurst in there with a Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson. It's another big. I think we need a little bit of a smaller guy. I think we need somebody to fill in that Dortch spot where we can put Wilson on the other outside, have somebody that's small and shifty moving around. Kendrick Bourne's around that 6'1" category. Hurst is just a little bit too big for that conversation at this time. Cornerback is interesting with Malik Muhammad here from the University of Texas. I think you talk about Demetrius Crownover as a tackle. If you miss on Francis Maui-Noah, this is a guy I think can come in there and play a little bit of offensive tackle. I love Billy Schruth, though, here from Notre Dame, the guard. You need guard help if you're Arizona. You need overall offensive lineup. Your guards right now, Isaac Suimolo, who came over from Pittsburgh, and Isaiah Adams, a 3rd round pick a couple of years ago from Illinois. So I'm going to take Billy Schruth here in the 4th round to give us an interior offensive line. At the running back position, I do think Emmett Johnson's interesting here. You did go out and sign Tyler Algier, but we've heard the Jeremiah Love chatter. James Conner's on the roster. Trey Benson's on the roster. What do they think of those guys? I think that's a massive conversation point. You're at a spot here in the 5th round with Emmett Johnson, Nick Singleton, Le'Veon Moss, Katron Allen, Damon Claiborne, a lot of guys that are going to be going off in this 5th round kind of conversation. I don't think that is going to be the Arizona Cardinals directive. At wide receiver, though, some guys that do fit the mold. I think Kevin Coleman fits the mold for the Arizona Cardinals. I think a Tyron Montgomery. I think a Lewis Bond in the 7th round is an interesting one. Dylan Bell, another interesting one here for the Arizona Cardinals. I do think they need to address wide receiver. I do think they do need to add somebody that could play in that inside spot. I think Kevin Coleman's an interesting one. If he falls to pick 183, I think we might just do that. Let's check out the defensive line before the floor falls out on that group. Ooh, another great group here. Sometimes we miss out on Devin Eastern, Bryson Eason, Skylar Gill Howard is interesting. I'm going to go Zane Durant here, a little bit of an undersized defensive tackle that athletically took over the combine. And in this direct defense, he does not play your prototypical nose where Roy Lopez is at right now. Andrew Billings, he's not that big 330-pound guy. He's more of a rotational piece with your Robinson, with your Walter Nolan, kind of in how this defense kind of operates. So I'm going to go ahead and give us Zane Durant from Penn State, super athletic defensive lineman. I'm going to come back to wide receiver here in the 6th round, and we got by Coleman. We do have Aaron Anderson available, Xavier Thomas, who is a, dare I say, more special teams-esque type of a wide receiver that I really enjoyed a couple of years ago at LSU. Chase Roberts, also interesting here from BYU. I think we kicked the can on wide receiver down to round 7. Any other positions that we do need to address? We addressed defensive line. We addressed tackle, guard, quarterback, linebacker. Like I said, I want to hit wide receiver. I do think corner is a position we could hit here. Hezekiah Massis falling to us in the 6th round is interesting. I like Damani Jackson from Alabama. Jaden Kennedy, more of a safety type from Oregon. I think I might just give us one of these DBs. Who's my favorite amongst all these DBs? I think I might just go with Hezekiah from Cal, and then we come back in the 7th round with a wide receiver. Let's go ahead and go with, Ty Montgomery at the top of the food chain. Let's just go Ty Montgomery here, a guy that needs a little bit of development, but there's plenty of time in Arizona to get him that from John Carroll. So 7 rounds for the Arizona Cardinals here. We got a B. Francis Mauigoa, the offensive tackle from Miami. Ty Simpson, pick 34 from Alabama. Jake Golday, the linebacker from Cincinnati. Billy Schruth from Notre Dame. Zane Durant, defensive lineman from Penn State. They give us an F on that? Yikes. Hezekiah Massis from Cal, the cornerback, and Tyron Montgomery, a wide receiver from John Carroll in Ohio. So I've been playing football for 3 years. There it is. Click that like button. Click subscribe. We appreciate you. We love you. And we'll see you in 2 weeks in Pittsburgh.